we welcome first Maëvan Gérin, who is Directeur Adjoint Scientifique at INSU in charge of infrastructure de recherche. And she will speak about this, so all the big instruments that INSU use.
Yes, so the slides are in French. I apologize, but because I was using a slide that some of them were shown in a different context, but I will prepare an English version, but well, so sorry for that. So this INSU means, just for those who don't know, means Institut des Sciences de l'Univers, which means, in fact, astronomy, astrophysics, but also all earth sciences, which mean atmospheric science, ocean science, and surface critical zone, which means the study of the rivers, the soil, and the interface with the atmosphere or the deep ground. So in terms of science, it's different, but all together, all these communities use research infrastructure because they need lots of observation. They need the observation of these objects like astronomical object or observation of the atmosphere, observation of the ocean, and all kinds of oceans, meaning remotely or in situ. You want also regular observation, just like monitoring, but also you want to perform campaigns. So just on the spot observation to observe something very interesting, which means, and also you want observation which are placed locally, like on a telescope, which doesn't move, but also you need some observation with mobile systems like a drone, or in the ocean, you have lots of systems that are moving, for instance, which means that so there is a need. And in addition, we also need to collect samples, all kinds of samples. They can be solid sample, rock sample like meteorites, but they can be also liquid sample on the water, for instance. So this means that there is a need for infrastructure, so big system, just to provide the mean for observation, the mean for analyzing the sample. And as a parallel, you want experimental facilities to simulate where the media, for instance, and just to get more interesting or to simulate the process. And you also need a lot of numerical activity for developing big models and numerical simulation. So at INSU, in addition to astronomy, you can think of, for instance, Earth climate models, which are now very sophisticated, but you will find models in all the subsection of INSU. So this means why we have this research infrastructure. And in France, you have a national roadmap of research infrastructure, which is developed in parallel to the European roadmap of research infrastructure, ESFRI. And so it's organized in different scientific groups. So I've put here the scientific group just to show how the categories are divided. And so INSU will be part of two main categories, which is two main scientific groups, which is astronomy, astrophysics on one hand, and Earth science on the other hand. So, but especially for PCMI, you see that there is also facilities which will be studied in other groups like Sciences de la Matière, Material Science, Analytics, which are mostly the physics and chemics infrastructure, which are relevant for INSU, for instance. And for, on the other hand, for cosmology, you have the high energy infrastructure. Some of them are really a telescope, and they are also connected to some of the INSU communities. And in the end, of course, everything related to numerical simulation is within the data processing, numeric and computer science infrastructure, which is also dealt in a different group. Each group has written an analysis of the current state of the landscape, and then the infrastructure and that has defined the infrastructure of their domain, and then there has been questionnaire sent to the research infrastructure to describe what they do, and these questionnaire have been analyzed by a high-level committee, HCIR, that has put some recommendation which infrastructure to keep and which are not ready to be registered for this year, for instance. And then, but the final decision is by a high-level committee, which is in fact directed by the MESRI with the president of the main research organization. I say that because, I mean, even if we have infrastructure that are in the landscape for a long time, it's not always granted that they will be, they keep their status. I mean, this questionnaire, all this process is done in a way so that just to check that everything is fine, and some research infrastructure may get negative comments and so have things to improve. So this is for astronomy, astrophysics. So this figure is extracted from the landscape analysis, and the group was directed by Laurent Vicroux, who is working at MESRI. And well, it's a bit small, but so you would see that the figure is organized as a function of frequency, more or less, on the horizontal axis, from the low radio frequency on the left, then a millimeter, visible infrared, high energy, particles, and then gravitational waves. And on the right side, you have the methods like numerical simulation data, and then instruments. So and then on the vertical axis, you have the different scientific fields like planetology, exoplanet, exobiology, stars and compact system, star formation, and galaxy evolution, cosmology, and fundamental physics. And here you have a technology and support, which is also methods aimed at facilitating the scientific discoveries. So here so for low frequency radio telescope, you have SKA, of course, because France has now joined the SKA collaboration, but you see that it's not fully ready yet, so that's why it's okay. That's why the box is shaded, and then you have LOFAR and LOFAR which is a Dutch radio telescope, but with a station in France, in Nancy, Nénuphar. So both of them will be of interest for PCMI, and I think you get talks on SKA tomorrow. Then on the millimeter, you have the IRAM facilities with NOEMA and the Certimeter and ISO-ALMA, which, and you see that they cover a broad range of scientific topics. And then on the visible and infrared, you have CFHT, all the ISO instruments, so which are divided into VLT, VLTI, and then on the right, ELT, which is coming next. And after that, you have LSST, which is also shaded because this is a telescope which will perform a rapid all-sky survey, but the project is not managed by the Astronomy Astrophysics group, it's managed by the High Energy group. This is for the way it is organized in CNRS. I mean, in terms of science, it has not so much impact. And then you have the high energy gamma ray, where you see HESS, the current high energy gamma ray facility, and CTA, which is in construction and which will also have much better performances than HESS, and which will be of interest for PCMI. Then you have the particles, and so this is more like for high energy particle physics. And you have two projects here, KM3Net, which is for neutrino, detecting neutrino, and Auger, which is very high energy cosmic rays. One then gravitational wave, the Virgo, which will be upgraded, but which is performing and which has led a very interesting discovery. And then on the simulation and the data, you have CDS, the Centre de Données de Strasbourg, for the data portal, and all the HPC, high energy, the HPC, the computing facility, GENCI in France and PRACE in Europe. And you see on the leftmost, on the rightmost, you have two boxes. One box, which is very specific, is ISO instrument, which is a support to the development of ISO instrument, and the new facility that was proposed this year, which is called the Paradise, which is the network of the test and integration platform for space or ground-based instruments. And so here is the Paradise. And so this is a new facility that was registered for this year, because, and it was proposed by CNRS in order to better work together between these different test and integration platforms that are essential for the development of space instruments. And so when they work together, so they are in different teams in Orsay, Saclay, in Versailles, in Meudon, Toulouse, and Marseille. And working together help to offer a level of service that are no comparison, in fact, in Europe. And the only comparison where you integrate all these services is the platform from the space agency like ESA or NASA. So now if I go to the Earth system and environment, in fact, the process is different because in this kind of science, you have more organisms that monitor the system, that participate to the research infrastructure. And so there is an alliance, which is called ALENVI, Alliance pour l'Environnement, which is a network of the research organism working in a certain field. And so you have here, I put a list of some of the research organisms that participate to this alliance, just to see, just that you see that it's quite complex. And so you need this kind of coordination. And so this alliance has a working group on research infrastructure. And the working group has written last year, a white paper which was aimed at describing the research infrastructure and analyzing the pro and con and the missing points. And so this white paper was written before the roadmap. And so it needs to be upgraded now that the roadmap is defined. But I put the link for the current state of this document. So now it's in French. It may be translated into English, but I don't know. So the landscape analysis that was performed from the roadmap, in fact, takes information from this white paper. The difference between astronomy and astrophysics is that you have a large number of distributed research infrastructure. Distributed means a collection of sites where you perform the observation, in fact. And this is because you need networks for documenting what is going on in these systems. For instance, for seismology, you need a network of seismometer over a wide region, otherwise you would be blind to some of the process. But this is also true, for instance, for the atmospheric research infrastructure, where they need some geographical coverage. They also need very long-term documentation, so more than 10 years, and for some cases, significantly more than 10 years. You can think of, for instance, monitoring the content of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. You want to see the trend over a very long time. Of course, what is very important is the parallel between what is going in France and what is going in Europe, because for many of the problems, you don't want to stop at the boundary of France. And so you want to see, in fact, the same parameters or the same system over all the European continent or even over a broader range, just to have the global view that is needed for the science that is performed. So this is a synthetic view of how the science is organized. I will keep this just as a document because it's a bit complex. Here, I show some of the research infrastructure for earth sciences that are within the INSU parameter. So in the middle, you have the computing facilities. So Clemery, which is the research infrastructure that provide the numerical model that are used, the reference numerical model and the numerical simulation that are used, for instance, for the regular panel report for the IPCC or GIEC in France. ECNWF is the European facility for climate models, and DataTerra is our new research facility that presents the portal to access all the data for earth science. In fact, that the aim is to have a single portal to provide access to all the earth science data, and also to provide services, so not only the data, but integrated parameters that, for instance, instead of the data themselves. So of course, it's a big project and it's a long-term development, but we have some milestones have been achieved, and DataTerra is now the single portal instead of separate portals for the different fields in earth science. If you go, and then you see the different kind of systems that are used. So Saphir is the airplane for, is the small airplane for atmospheric research mostly, or in fact for airborne research. And you see, I've put a balloon on the top because in the new system, they will be also working in close connection with the balloon that were separately managed before. So balloon like the balloon facility that are handled either by CNES or by Météo France. On the right side, you see IAGOS. So IAGOS is a monitoring of the atmosphere through instruments that are in fact carried by commercial airplanes. You have a small number of commercial airplanes that carry a specific instrument to monitor the CO2, CO, water, etc., some of the gas in the atmosphere. So there are about 10 airplanes that are equipped, and the advantage is, of course, that you can monitor throughout the trajectories of these airplanes. So by choosing different lines, you have, for instance, coverage over regions that are not easily covered otherwise, instead, for instance, over oceans or over places where there are very few people living. Then Actris is the research facility. Actris and ICOS are the research facility on fixed points to monitor the atmospheric content. So ICOS is for greenhouse gases, so mostly CO2, but also methane, and Actris is for reactive gases and aerosol. The originality of ICOS is that in addition to the atmosphere, there is also monitoring in the ocean, little monitoring of the ocean, and also very important network to monitor the exchange between vegetation and atmosphere in this field of greenhouse gases. So they have not only the atmosphere, but they measure the flux between vegetation, what is going on the ground and the atmosphere by a network of facilities. So one of them is illustrated here. OSCAR is, as I said, a critical zone. So it's a network of different kind of measurements to monitor what is going on in rivers, in the water system, underground water, and also the how can I say? How much CO2 is captured in some of the system. Then ILICO is also a network, and the main goal for ILICO is coastal systems, so shallow water, and also the evolution of the coast, erosion of the coast. So as both OSCAR, ILICO, all of them are very distributed systems, in fact, with different parameters that are all measured over distributed, a collection of points. So ILICO also has a network, the French network, that measure the level of the sea. Then you have off the main boats for research, Concordia, which is a station in the Antarctic. And then you have the marine facilities, Argo, which is a network that monitor some of the parameters in the oceans. And here you have the seismology network, RESIF, so seismology and gravimetry, ECORD, which is a research facility with samples deep in the oceans. And in the last minute, I will talk of this one, REGEF, which is a new one that includes access to the CRG beamline at ESRF, because this is of interest for PCME, I think, because it's a network for the analytic platforms that are mostly used for earth science, but some of these platforms are also already used for PCMI. And this is a new system under construction. So here it is. So you have, in these networks, you have both big instruments that are managed by local labs, but they have already a national access and a network of smaller instruments, but they all will work together. So I think this could be of interest for some of the PCMI community, because some of these instruments may be of interest for analyzing the samples, for instance, or also as to work together on some of the techniques that are developed and to have more connection between people sharing the same techniques. And the CRG beamline, so at ESRF, you have a collection of beamline that are specific to the French community. And so for which are FAME and the one that are mostly used by INSU are FAME and FAME UHD, for instance. And they are in connection with other X-ray spectroscopy instruments that are smaller and that are in labs. So, so I will stop here. Yes.
Thank you, Marie-Vonne. So I don't see any questions on the Google doc. Any questions in the room? No. So I have two, in fact. What is the fraction? You presented astronomy and the other infrastructures. What is the fractions of astronomy compared to the other ones in budget?
Budget, well.
Or I don't know, in budget or in, to give an idea whether we weight 50%, 25%. Any idea? Maybe not.
I think it's hard to say because I was fast, but you have in astronomy we mostly have international infrastructure. Yeah. Okay, so the budget, if you look at the budget, is a lot, in fact, but it's because we pay a share for something which is international. In the other system, in fact, we are mostly national or European, and there are less big international systems. And so when you look at the budget, I have only the whole, you would need to compare the budget in the total cost. Because when you pay a share for international, you pay everything, the salaries. If you look at what we pay for the national infrastructure, we pay not the salary, in fact, the salary. So there will be this exercise of the total cost, but it's not done yet. The previous exercise said that, for instance, astronomy was about 5% of the total of the whole French infrastructure. So this was done in
CNRS, not
no. The previous roadmap, they did the total cost. And if you look at the total cost of the previous roadmap, so including salaries of people, astronomy was 5% of the cost, not at INSU, but the total cost. So it would be like maybe 25% of INSU, I don't know, 20. Okay. But today, we have not done this exercise yet. And otherwise, it's not a fair comparison because when we pay CFH, we send a few million to CFH for everything. While when we pay ICOS, we pay for maintaining the station in France. But the salaries I paid otherwise. So then you cannot really compare. I mean, it's not a fair comparison. I mean, the total cost of something like DataTerra, we know that it's 30 million a year. I mean, but it's supported by CNES. This is the total cost. I mean,
so I think you answered my question. And my second question is about at the last prospective exercise, there has been discussion about trying to have at the European level and maybe in France P4 laboratory for the analysis of sample return and any idea what is the status of this project?
No, but yeah, I think still is important. Yes, we have to go. I have to ask the people. I don't know, in fact. I think what is very good with REGEF that is shown here, which is not exactly for sample return because we don't have any facility in this network that can handle biosample with the security that is needed. But in fact, in this network, you have all the experts for instance, the sample return for meteorites or things like that. You have people in Nancy. They are part of the network. So, but the sample return for Mars, there is this issue of biosecurity, which means that you need something different than everything which is already here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maïvan. It's always interesting to have the broader context